Hey Silkies, it's Dee here, and I am finally going to be announcing the project that I've been teasing on Instagram for the past few weeks. I know I hate it when people do that, especially people that I follow every day, because I feel like I'm in their lives, and then when they're holding back from me and being all Secret Sally, I'm like, you Karen, I'm here for you every day. Like when are you here for me? When I want to know the juice. So without further ado, the project that I am working on is called the Money Coat, and I feel like this project is the most true to me. If you watched one of my YouTube videos a couple weeks ago, I talked about the different business models that I've tried as a creative entrepreneur, the different aesthetics that I've tried as a designer, and like products. And I finally feel like within the last 6 to 8 months, I have come into my own in terms of who I am as a designer. And I'm sorry to say, but it's an artsy fartsy freak, man. I have tried to avoid it. I've tried to be all businessy and all like left brain, but it's just not me. And I'm just gonna stop trying to force it. I'm gonna lean in to the natural type B, artsy hippie that I am, and do some conceptual wearable art. That being said, when I say wearable art, I do not mean alternative. I do not mean granola. I do not mean, I know I just said hippie, but I do not mean hippie. I mean like street style still, luxury style, very, very tasteful, very cool, hip, urban, but fricking it's art, man, and it tells a story. And like I've been saying on Instagram, I feel like this money coat that I'm working on embodies like all the different pieces of me. It's definitely got that funny, sassy, quirky, I can't believe you just said that side. It has the philosophical, thoughtful, always wanting justice. Things aren't fair, I want to make it fair kind of side. Like I said, it has that street style, that urban vibe that I really like personally, all tied into one. So basically the Money Coat is going to be the first coat from a small capsule collection of pieces that all tell the story about what it's like to be a creative entrepreneur in the fashion industry, specifically in Canada, but I think pretty much any emerging fashion designer would be able to relate to these challenges. So again, if you go back and you watch the previous YouTube video about being a creative entrepreneur, then you'll understand a little bit more about what led me to this point. But basically, through trial and error, I have done different business models. I've manufactured overseas, I've manufactured in Canada, and really finding that sweet spot when it comes to inventory. So I've definitely gone the route of like mass production to try to get my prices down. And then I've gone and done like bespoke and custom for clients, and finding like what works in terms of a business model and finding the right clientele, but also what's true to my voice. Also, like, where do I fit into the market? Because let's face it, I just will never be able to compete with Zara and H&M and Fashion Nova, even though Fashion Nova released a very similar piece to mine. You guys that follow me on Instagram know what I'm talking about. And so, yeah, basically, I just feel like I have thousands of dollars of inventory sitting in my living room from, I don't want to say failed business mistakes, but from lessons that I've learned from not having my proper clientele built up yet. And it's frustrating. But here's the thing. I am determined. Determined should be my middle name. I never give up. I convinced my parents to let me get my belly button pierced when I was 16. Never thought I'd be able to do that. But there's a will, there's a way, I'm telling you, Silkies. There's always a loophole. So I hired a friend of mine, Sabina Fenn. She is a illustrator, very talented illustrator, and she made my idea come to life because I wanted to actually show you, Silkies, what I envision my money coat to look like so that you know what's coming down the pipeline. So on March 17th, 2020, I'm going to be launching a Kickstarter campaign and asking for donations. And then with the different tiers, depending on how much you donate, you will be getting a complimentary gift in return. So the money coat is a conceptual wearable piece of art that is designed to raise awareness for one of the many challenges that new designers in the fashion industry face, which is quite literally having their money wrapped up in inventory. Designers are scraping together what money they have, which, trust me, depending on how blessed you are, could be like nothing. So, you know, we're trying to get this money together to create these collections and to do what we feel called to do and what we were put on this earth to do, which is to create beautiful clothing. What makes this so hard is, number one, we don't get funding from the government. So fashion is not considered art, so we are not eligible for art funding. And then on the flip side, a lot of the funding that is going to small startup brands, usually that's going to tech. So we're in a really, really weird spot as fashion entrepreneurs because we're not given the artistic funding and we're not given the startup funding. But somehow we managed to scrape together this money and build a collection or an outfit. What sucks though is that we are competing with these fast fashion brands like Zara, H&M, Fashion Nova, and these brands are able to put out a collection sometimes as many as 20 times a year. There's just no way that when you're first starting out that you can be able to produce that much. We don't have the manpower, we don't have the marketing dollars to push it forward, and we don't have the money to actually create the pieces. So the money coat, again, is the beginning of a collection that is a collection of wearable art that tells these stories. And when I was looking back on all of my trials and tribulations as a creative entrepreneur and knowing that I have all of these pieces that are gorgeous pieces and that are good quality pieces and that there's absolutely nothing wrong with, but they're just sitting there losing their shelf life, it's just so frustrating that my money is like, it's right there. And if it would just sell, I could make more money, but it's not selling. And just to know that your money is wrapped up in inventory, I thought was such an interesting concept. And what would it look like if I could physically show people what it's like to have your money wrapped up in inventory, how much that kills you as a creative entrepreneur. And so I just decided to go all the way with this. And so I'm making the money coat, and on March 17th, the donations that you guys make will be physically sewn into this coat. This is going to be the most bougie Canadian winter jacket you've ever seen. It's going to be a long, clear puffer coat that's see-through so you can see real cold hard cash in the coat. Like, it's insane. It's going to be crazy. So I need your help though, because I'm going to be paying for the coat to be made. Thankfully, I do have a sponsor that is going to be helping with most of the materials when it comes to making the coat, but not all. So I'm also going to have to put more money of my own money into my inventory and pay to have the coat made. But in terms of the cash that's going to be stuffed in the coat, that is what I'm asking for your help for, Silkies. And you have showed up and delivered hard this year. Like, 2020 is my year. 2020 is our year, Silkies. And I know that you guys can give $10, $20, $25. That's nothing. Well, it is. It's something, actually, and I appreciate it. And I know I've got an army of people around me that want to see my ideas come to life. And trust me, I have like a whole plan for this. I have an entire list of stylists to reach out to try to get the money coat on a celebrity. I have a whole list of media to reach out to try to push this message forward. And I want the message to be that the Silkie Army frigging made this happen. So I do have more information on deesilkie.com, which is my personal website and blog. There will be more information trickling out on my Instagram page, on YouTube, and newsletters. But I did want to hop on here really quick and just tell you guys what was up, because I've been dangling this for way too long and I couldn't keep it in any longer. I'm finally ready to birth this idea into the open and share it with you guys. Please let me know in the comment section what you think about the money coat. Are you super pumped? Do you not get it at all? Do you think this is stupid? Are you like Dee, this is the best idea you've ever had. That's how I feel. I feel like this is the best idea I've ever had. But let me know, share this with a friend. Even if you just comment on the comment section, like, we love it, whatever. Like, all those comments actually help get my video up. I'm trying to grow my YouTube. I'm basically just asking for all the handouts this year. Give me your money, give me your time. So thank you. Oh, look how good the lighting. I should have done the whole video like this. Look how green my eyes are.